to have a joint account means you must discipline yourself, and that is the main reason why I had a joint account with my wife. And secondly, I trust my partner so well. There's trust between us, so that gave us the opportunity to hold a joint account together, which we can do things together. We planned our life with.
And so, obviously, and I mean, they say marriage you're one, so you guys decide to have a joint account. Okay, Ayaki, you're single, you're not married yet. Would you consider having a joint account in marriage?
In marriage, yes, but not when I'm single. Because when you're married, then you know that, okay, we're planning towards the home and our children, so we both contribute and ensure that, okay, so when we need money, it's accessible, it's not difficult, because you're not expecting the man alone to contribute to everything. So when you're married, that's fine, but not when you're single.
Not when you're single. All right, Michael, what's your take on this?
Yes, I believe that as an individual, you need to have your own financial privacy. That is, with a joint account, what happens is you would need a second party to also be a part of the signing.
Yes, you have to sign.
Yes, and I believe that it can be a challenge. That is when the second party is not available or probably not willing to sign due to various factors.
Okay. I would add this. There are joint accounts where either can sign. So it's not, you don't always have to sign. The thing about a joint account is whatever money goes in, when it's going out, it's either one or the other person taking it. But I think it's not just about signing. Some people one person can sign.
Yeah, sometimes there are no written permissions, but it still comes with a challenge that when the clauses of the joint account permits you to withdraw a loan, sometimes what happens there is the second party may not be willing, like I said initially, may not be willing to sign for you to make the withdrawals. And sometimes when you are left alone to make the withdrawals, what happens is there is no limitation
you can
to
go
accessing.
overboard.
Yes, there is no limitation to accessing.
You're a single man. Is a joint account something that you consider?
Not at all.
Not at all. As a single man, fine. But in marriage, is a joint account something you would want to do in marriage?
It actually depends, but I would go for the no.
You would go for no.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so what about all this stuff? You're married. You're one in the eyes of the Lord, and marriage is your no, but not your body.
With trust.
But not your body.
Well, the body is one, but you see, when it comes to money, there's a question mark with trust. Why I'm saying that is people change. I mean, you can marry the person at this instant and the person looks so good, so perfect to you. But in the long run, the person can change from who you thought she is. And it may go a long way to affect the account. Because what happens is everyone is liable to whatever that happens to the account. If the account goes bad, whether you are responsible for it or not, whether you caused it or not, you are still liable for that.
Okay.
So I think that you would really have to be careful. For me, it's a no.
Okay. All right, Senator, let me get to you. You're the married man. You're having the joint account. Something might go wrong and things will become sour.
Well, I think it takes, as I said earlier on, it takes discipline. I personally dated my wife for 6 years before we got married. So with time, yes, people make changes. You can say maybe the 6 years is not enough for the person to change. But I know the person to be a disciplined person. She's disciplined herself all this while. So I know very well that she's not a person who's going to change.
Did you start this joint account thing before you got married?
It wasn't a joint account, but then we had a product with ELAC, which is Educare. We foresaw that we were going to have kids in the future, or we were hoping that we get kids in the future. So we decided to take the Educare where we can contribute. We both contribute into their account.
Oh, wow.
For our upcoming children. So we knew we were going to get married. So definitely we have to start something before we get married.
So before even getting married, you had started saving together. All right. So Ayaki, if you meet a lovely man and you're like, yes, you definitely foresee having a future with him. Is this something that you would consider? I mean, at least putting together something aside each month, both of you, for your future. Is that something that you what Senator and his wife did?
We foresee beautiful things. Sometimes, or most often, they do not really come to reality. So if I see a man and I foresee a future, I would wait until we are married. Then I know that, yes, we have the future. But not when I've seen him and I think we are dating. And no, we have our separate accounts. We both plan towards our future. But when we become one, then okay, now we are together. we need to take care of our family, we need to take care of our children, we need to plan towards their university, we know the home we want to live in.
Here's a point though. There are some people though who, maybe they're dating, they have a boyfriend or whatever, and yet their boyfriend is spending money on them all the time. So you're still spending his money. So why not make it a joint account? Does that make sense? Most women spend their boyfriend's money or their husband's money. It's nothing new.
Yeah, I mean, there's a choice to spend his money. I mean, guys spend money on ladies to show that, okay, we're responsible, we can take care of you. But you see, when you're dating the person, you don't want a nasty breakup. Because when there's money involved and you break up, now what happens to the money? The girl probably said that, okay, I put in more. Or the lady, well, I also put in more. How do we share? What do we do? You want to walk away beautifully and quietly when it's over.
Okay. However, so your point is no joint account, but if he's bringing you the money, you collect.
Why not?
All right, I think up to you, Michael.
Yeah.
At least in terms of, I totally understand you're against it. Why would you also said that in marriage you'll probably still be against it?
Yes.
Why? I think I want to delve in.
Yes, I think there is one thing that has to be cut clear. Sometimes as an individual you would need to make some budgeting or plans for yourself, and this is a case where you have joint account and you have your personal plans. I feel at a point your spouse or probably your partner could go like, I need to buy this. Let's take an example. You have a wife who wants to change her weave on every week. Yes, of course. Okay, it's maybe in your plans or in your budget, it's not supposed to be like that. But she wants to do that. So she keeps doing that.
She's a spendthrift. She's spending all the money on frivolous things.
Yes,
okay.
Sincerely. It's going to go against you. And sometimes, as human as we are, let's not pretend, you make income. Okay, your wife contributes, you also contribute. And at a point you feel, maybe I'm contributing more than my wife.
But isn't that what it's supposed to be?
No, we are humans. We are humans. Let's not pretend. You feel something. I mean, sometimes when you keep repeating. I mean, you pay more than your wife, or you contribute more than your wife is, or your wife contributes more than you are, and probably she is spending even more than you are spending. I think as human as you are,
but should that matter? Who puts in more or who's bottom line is a joint account. You're supposed to be one. So if one person wants to spend, let them spend as long as bills are paid and food is on the table. Does it matter?
Yes, I think so, because I think as every individual, there is one principle you have to use in governing your life. That's not spending more than you actually earn. You see, so if you have a joint account and then the money is there, but maybe more what I contribute on board is lesser than what I am spending.
So it means that you're being cheated, essentially.
Of course, you are being cheated.
So let me ask, apart from your joint account, do you and your wife also have your own individual accounts?
Yes, we do. We do have our individual accounts, and we divert 10% of our income into that account. Okay, we both have 10% of our income.
Are you sure it's only 10%? Maybe. Yes. Are you sure? Maybe she's
keeping 50. I know how much she receives, and she knows how much I also receive. So we just do that.
So you have full disclosure. You don't hide anything.
We don't hide anything because we're one. So why hide? And she's my wife, for crying out loud. And that's the person I love, and she loves me too. So I don't think she want to do me any harm. We say most of the times what we hear outside is telling them girls of today are kind of like want to spend. They always want to buy, as Michael was saying. They want to spend.
Not always
they want
case.
They want to change things. But then there are some good girls out there. You understand? There's some good girls out there who wants to make a life with you. You get married and then you have a budget. You live in. If the woman knows your budget, knows what you target, and you want to buy a car, you want to buy a land in the future, 10 years, 2 years plan. Then we work towards that. That's a partner. But if the person can't live like that with you, can't understand and then work towards those goals with you, then come on, you can't make it work. It won't work for you.
Okay, Ayaki, let me ask. If the gentleman you're dating decides to open an account for you and he puts money in there every month, is that acceptable for you?
Open an account for me and put some money.
Yes, he says, or even if he doesn't open an account for you, he says, give me your account number every month. This amount is coming into your account. Is that acceptable for you?
I'm okay, why not?
That one day is fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay, but then if he says, okay, you bring some, I bring some, and every month we put together, that's unacceptable.
We are not married.
But the guy you just meet to, you're not married, so what's the difference?
Yeah.
No, I'm not getting
Okay, I said a gentleman right now says, okay, every month I'm going to put a certain amount into your account. It's just for you.
Okay.
Fine, that one is okay. But if a guy you're dating says, oh, let's put it together, so me, I'll bring some, you two, you bring some.
And what are we going to be using it for?
For your future.
For
and
our
he
future.
can spend it too. He can also dip in and spend it. Say 2 heads are better than one, or 2 incomes is better than one.
You see, I'm okay. If we are married, and we know that, okay, this joint account, we know what we are going to use it for. Probably say that, okay, we're going to use it for the kids' school fees, we're going to use it for electricity bills, we're going to use it for food in the house. Then, okay, we know that this is what the account is for.
Yeah.
It's not for clothes and shoes and weaves. Then that's fine. Or we're saying that, okay, we want our kids to go to that university in the future, and it's going to cost this much. So let's work towards that.
But so I just want to just say something clear. If the gentleman you're not married to decides to put money in your account every month, you accept.
Yes.
But if the gentleman, again, you're not married to, says, let's do a joint account, you won't accept that one.
For what?
So is it then a case of what's yours is mine and what's mine is mine?
No. That's not it. That's not it at all.
So what is
so
it?
long as we are dating and we want to get there, we want to get married, but we are not yet married. Let's not complicate issues.
Okay, but you take his money though, that one there.
If he's in difficulty, I can also give him some.
You
of
help
mine.
him.
Yeah.
Okay. I want to take a look at the vox pops of what some people thought out on the streets. So take a look.
Normally they have to do their own accounts, and then that joint account, I think I don't know what I can say. It's not good. They have to get it by themselves.
Probably sometimes it's good because if you make a joint account and you both of you understand yourself, sometimes it helps. But when there's no understanding, maybe sometimes there will be quarrel and a divorce will come, and maybe the woman will take the advantage to go and take it.
I don't think on my side it will be possible. Because honestly speaking, it's very difficult for me to trust a woman. The fact that I'm someone's mistake, honestly, it's very difficult for me to trust a lady. So I don't think on my side it will be.
Joint account because maybe I make a say me to handkerchief maybe our parents also a nurse and you say oh between no naka o sikabo no be a joint account make a say na ya o baby a sika no e ben na ya de kro dia ene e betimi aboama yetimi be joint account no but me share dia me timi me joint account.
It depends in a way because if it's someone I trust, maybe we're having future together, family, children, I think it will be very necessary to have a joint account. But then I'll have my personal account though, and then I'll be pushing some into my account.
All right, some sample views there out on the streets. First time I've heard the word divulsion. So in case of divulsion. Michael, in a relationship, are you the kind of man that would give, money to the lady you're dating? Is it something that you do?
Are you saying on a daily basis?
No, well, some people help, whether daily or monthly or whatever. Is it something that you do when you're dating a young lady?
You see, it depends. You see, sometimes, depending on what the money is meant for, yes, I can deposit some money into your account. That is, if necessary. But for you to be able to access a joint account together with me, I'm not
asking you. I'm just saying that just in general, is it if you're dating someone and your girlfriend needs money, is it something that you would give her the money, whether to look good or, buy a new outfit or whatever?
Yeah, when necessary, I think I should do so.
When necessary.
Yes.
Okay, so you I know you're not from the account per se, but you would give her the money if she needs
yes,
to.
Of course.
I know there's some people who feel like joint account is more a respectable or more a nicer way than a man handing you money because he's not buying you. So I know somebody who said one of the reasons why they have a joint account in their relationship is because, well, let her feel free to have access to the money. So there's not like, here you go. Is that something that you think it kind of holds true? If you're giving a grown woman here money, like she's your child, go and do your hair.
You see, it depends on how you see respect.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, giving you money personally is also okay for me. I mean, I don't have to be in a joint account with you to to actually, you know what I'm trying to say, to actually get you to withdraw money when you need some. I think giving you money personally is also okay.
It's okay. Yes. Is there a trust issue? Because I just from hearing from what you're saying, like essentially, like you don't think you can trust any woman enough to put your money in a joint account?
You see, like I said earlier on, when it comes to money, trust.
Trust is
a question mark with trust.
But,
yes, because
you can share your body, you can share everything else, but you can't put the money together in an account.
I think what we are discussing here has to do with joint account.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So when it comes to sharing, of course, I can give you money, or I can help you out with certain things. But being in a joint account is what's the problem with it. Yeah, of course. Okay. Because it goes down to, let's say, one thing about a joint account is that when one is deceased, okay, the account automatically goes to the other person. You see that, and maybe you don't want your spouse to have your money. Who else should have it? I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that because you have external families. You see your mom, your dad.
But then you can have different investments with them. I think joint accounts is usually for we're putting X amount into this. It's not all your money, unless I'm wrong, as a married man.
We basically have 3 types. We have the independent type, which both parties have their money in their accounts. They have responsibilities they are supposed to take care of. So probably the man says, okay, I'll take care of the utility bills and probably furniture, like household furniture, and the lady will take care of school fees and then domestic appliances. Now they have the other system, which is the household system, that's what I'm practicing. We have the joint account, and then we have separate accounts as well.
So you both have your own
10% goes in, which maybe I want to please maybe my niece, I want to buy something little. I don't need to go into that joint account to just withdraw money. I want to talk to my wife, baby, I want to take this amount to buy this for this. It's not necessary. So when you have that 10% going into that account, fine. But then some people also practice the solely joint account, which I'm not practicing right now.
Okay.
Yeah. So I would say it still depends on the individual. Just the individual. Discipline yourself, trust, and then moreover, if you have the separate accounts, one thing it does is that it gives the other party, excuse me to say, to flirt or probably infidelity.
Trust because me, they will flirt anyway. I don't think it has anything to do with accounts.
No, it has to do when someone is practicing the joint accounts only, doesn't have any money going anywhere.
They will have money to spend on
girls. Other, yeah.
All right, almost out of time. Ike, last words over to you. I know you're still maintaining like a joint account is definitely. No, but in marriage,
fine.
In marriage, fine.
In marriage, fine.
But yeah, if the man you're dating decides to put money in your account, I like that. All right, I want to say thank you to my guest this morning, to Segba Fiasan and Roger, who's a depot operator, to Michael Ninson, who's an HR manager, and also to Ayeki Nano, who's a broadcast journalist and a photographer.